Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about the Mafex Hush. Thomas Elliot from Batman Hush storyline. Medicom toy, obviously. But yeah, let's get into it. I gotta say, I really like this toy. And I've been talking about the Mafex stuff a lot lately. And despite their lateness, they produce bangers. They 100% do. And this is no different. I think I only have two real gripes with this guy, but otherwise he's a pretty solid piece. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's going to be our soft plastic jacket, which honestly, it moves really, really good. They made it of really soft plastic, so it's not one of those things where you have to sit down and stress about it, messing up your articulation or getting in the way, because it is actually separated from the arms. As you can see, you can pop the arms out very easily and just do that. Now, my theory, and this comes from reading comic books and looking at Mafex's history, is that with Mafex, I believe that they took the original source material, which is from Hush, the Jim Lee storyline, and they didn't use anything like any other Hush variation. We're not talking about the Tom King stuff. We're not talking about any other writers that came after. They took specifically from the Hush story, because that means they didn't know what was underneath the jacket outfit-wise that they can change underneath, so that way they can give them a soft goods kind of jacket, which honestly is okay because it turned out really good. But then I think about Gambit, which also released the same time as Hush. I think it's like a 2 or 3 week difference. I've had them for a bit. And Gambit has a soft good jacket. And Gambit's jacket is soft goods because we know what's underneath his jacket. We know it's the full X-Men modified suit. And he just wears his jacket over it. So I think that's the difference between Hush and Gambit, is having source material and references that they can pull from. Now, besides that, like I said, let's jump into the actual everything else of him. Our articulation, we can look up, we can look down, but we have to worry about this next piece here because we're going over our collar. When you put on the Jason Todd head, you'll be fine. It gives you a lot bit more room. And as you can see, with our arms, they're going to fall out easy sometimes. But I didn't put that all the way back in. Let's pop that in. I didn't hear a pop, so that's what always worries me. But as you can see here, we can rotate down. We can even move around with the jacket, but actually, I'm going to pop this off so I can show you guys right now. My biggest gripe, probably the biggest, is that even though we get our butterfly joint, it's very difficult to kind of get that to come out because you can't really see what's in the jacket. That's why I took it off so we can see what's going on, right? As you can see, we have our butterfly joint that rotates out. And even with the jacket on, we can actually rotate around, right? Which allows for our movement. With the jacket on, as you see, it won't give you any real worry, but it does eliminate some bicep swivel, which means besides the fact that we do get a nice toy, we don't get any bicep swivel there, which is a bit of a bummer. Also, even though it's double jointed, we can really only hit a 90-degree angle. That is a big gripe of mine. It's like I can get it when there's muscle definition there, but for the coat, you designed it so that way we have it, but it's weird. Like, no bicep swivel plus no double joint kind of hinder it in a lot of ways. But then again, we're looking at a character where during the storyline didn't do anything crazy acrobatic. So maybe I'm being a little too harsh. So let's pop this back on so we can see that look. Make sure we have the vibe going, right? We have basic peg articulation, which can rotate around, as you can see here. But then we have our midsection, which really gets interesting because we have a couple of parts here. So we have the moving belt mechanics, which allows you more room and more action to do what you need to do. And our belt that maneuvers around, right? We have our undercloth. This will get in the way of some articulation. As you can see with this side, this allows our leg to come all the way up. We have excellent knee articulation. We do have I pulled it out. I thought it broke for a second, but no, I just pulled it out. That's never happened while I was playing with it before. But we do have a thigh swivel. But we have the drop down method, and that's what I was doing there that kind of messed me up. I was like, wait, did I just break it? And then we have our foot articulation, which isn't crazy, but you can rotate it around, but there's no real forward backwards movement. And I think that's okay. Again, Thomas Elliot didn't do much in this Jeff Loeb story. As far as the ab crunch, it's phenomenal. Like, as you can see, rotating forward, no problem. We can even get some backwards movement, but the coat is going to get in the way. So really, you have something where this is highly good customizable potential. But then I also had to ask myself, who else are you probably going to get a Hush from that's not DC Direct and will I think McFarlane will probably make it because if there's one thing that he loves doing right now is making Batman and Batman related media. So you may get a hush out of them, but it's just one of those things where like before McFarlane came along and Mafex doing his story, you would worry about people getting some of their favorite characters. So I'm hoping they do a Professor Pig or some other stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is, before I jump into accessories, I do want to show you how he looks with some soft good jackets. I actually grabbed the Mezco cut and stitch pack jacket as well as the Gambit jacket just to show you some looks. So we're gonna pop our arms off, right? Take this jacket off. We're gonna show you some looks. First things, we're gonna do the Gambit jacket. I'm just gonna do this the easy cheat way by popping in the arms and then kind of doing it this way. Now, this jacket actually looks really big, but it fits the vibe. Because you got that nice flowing vibe with it, but it does look too big and puffy around the sides. But I wanted to make sure everyone's kind of got a look of it to kind of see how they feel about it. I think for certain scenes, it'll look out pretty okay, but this was meant for clearly a much larger figure. But let's pop these off and do our cut and stitch jacket, see how it looks. Same thing, same cheat code. Just gonna pop these arms in this way, come around. And it always bugs me out that I'm not hearing that clicking sound, but yeah. And I think that this look is a lot better. And even when it's cleaned up, just looks a lot better. So this will probably be my more articulated jacket to use. See here, this looks a lot better. More clean, more streamlined, less bulky, right? And now we're going to talk about accessories. So we're going to take a chance to breathe, have a glass of water, catch you guys in a second. All right, so let's talk about accessories. You will get actually, let's take this out now because I am scared of losing it. So I'm going to show you straight up. We will actually get a replacement R, 2 coins, and a batarang. I was very scared of dropping these out and losing them, so I wanted to keep them in the plastic. Let's actually adjust ever so briefly, get a good look at those. And the reason why I talk about that is because right here in the chests, we can actually take the emblem out and we can replace it with the R, which will obviously stand for a Robin, or in this case, Red Hood, you know, which became a thing later. We got Red Hood out of this, which is really great. But with that belt, like you said, here's our replacement belt with the R there that I showed. These also have the lift up tabs, which allow you for excellent mobility in that chest area. You will get a grit teeth face head sculpt for the wrapped Thomas Elliot head. And then you'll also get his makeover face, which is the Jason Todd sculpt. That little white dash of hair, the domino mask. This is a good vibe. I really like the way this head sculpt came out. Looks really, really good. You'll also get a pair of handguns that Thomas Elliot uses. These are really nice and they fit in their hands. Just to let you know, he also can fit in Mezco weapons. You'll get batarang throwing hands, which batarang knife holding hands, which kind of uses as a placement for attacking. There are 2 for the right hand, 1 for the left. You'll get some open action palms. Reaching, fighting, things like that. We have our trigger hands, which I talked about. These can also hold Mezco weapons. You'll get some open, relaxed palms. And then you get some batarang holding hands from the ones we saw that I left in the tray that I didn't want to lose. So yes, that about wraps up all of our accessories. So now we're going to take a chance to, again, have a water break, and then we're going to jump into size comparisons. See you guys in a second. And now it's time for the size comparison. I don't know where to begin, but I guess we should start with the Mafex stuff and work our way back to other brands. So here is Mafex Batman, the black edition. Couldn't find my blue one, so took out you. And here is Hush with Batman. I think it's a pretty nice size comparison. Not too much taller than, but just enough. It actually works itself out. Here we are with a Mafex Superman. So we can see just how much it is. As you can see, he sits Batman looks like Superman look like he has no, oh, his neck is tucked in. But yeah, as you can see, they all fit close enough to around the same size. Even if it's not the same build, it's close enough so that they work out together, right? Let's remove these two. Then we have Catwoman. And then we have Revoltech Harley. I figured these two would be a good time. Kind of show off. Even though this is not the outfit she wears. Even if she did pop up in that story. Can't remember. Wait, she did for a brief. No. Thinking of All-Star Batman and Robin. Here we are with Revoltech Joker as well. So as we can see here, it's actually a nice different kind of size thing going on. Nobody's the same size, but it actually does work out in terms of looking different enough. Then, in case you want to cross over and use a different brand, here is Mezco's Batman with Hush. My cape is getting a little bit in the way. Even if I move him up just a little bit, you can see that Batman's like build is a bit bigger, but you can kind of finagle it if you're doing some action or perspective stuff. Next up, we have a Lightning Collection Cogman. Looks like it's working out pretty well with some Lightning Collection stuff. Here we are with a Hasbro Spider-Man. And then we have SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kuga. Who the Mafex stuff is bigger than. So let's remove these three. Next up, we'll do an Articulated Icons Ninja. Then we will do a Flint from Hasbro's G.I. Joe line. Oop. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go, buddy. So G.I. Joe seems a little bit smaller. I think that about covers a lot. Yeah, that about, oh no. No, I did a Mezco. Oh, Mythic Legions. So here is a Mythic Legions 2.0 style body. In case you want to cross over and do some Knights of the Battle. But yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed, you learned something from this. You may invest in it, you may not. But I do hope that you are having a good day. Hope you're treating yourself well. Please drink some water. But as always, please be good, do good. Drink some water, guys.